Hello and welcome back, YouTube. Still on the old low-budget smartphone that my daughter gave me. I have no idea how much space is left on this, but I expect not much. So don't be shocked if this video gets cut off. So still Wednesday night, May 24th, 2023, 11:16 p.m. And I'm actually doing the speed limit on Bethany, which apparently is very unfashionable in this area. In fact, I feel like I'm doing over the speed limit. It's hard to tell exactly what speed I'm doing. It said 40 and I'm doing 45. Left side of my speedometer has gone dark again, so kind of hard to really see where it's pointing. But yeah, I was doing 45 and a 40 when those cars just flew right by me. Those cars which only, as you can see, only accomplished getting to the red light before I did. So just the fact that I got to a red light and not a green light is wasting gas. So I was going faster than I needed to. But I don't know, some people really get off on getting to the red light faster and then sitting and idling and wasting fuel longer. I don't know. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Yeah, I'm turning on my air. It's blowing warmer air than what's already in the car. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go see Rob tomorrow. But the biggest bad news of all, so I guess I should backtrack because today's videos, and I've been overly vlogging again because this phone has enabled me to. I mean, of course, the most important thing that happened today was my job interview down at the warehouse for the company I can't remember the name of. Which is kind of embarrassing, but it just, I'm really good with places, not good with names. I feel really positive about it. I think it's going in a good direction, but yeah, I can't remember the name of the place, but I know where it's at, and I know who I need to talk to, and that's what matters. And he's expecting me tomorrow, and that's also what matters. And I just need to be prompt and on time, because if he reaches out to get a hold of me tomorrow, he won't be able to. I have no way to get a hold of him. So yeah, that happened. Not my last video, but the video before started. I was leaving the warehouse and I was going to try to figure out where I could buy shoes, but not knowing really where in this giant warehouse and still some rural agriculture and whatnot type area of town that I'm like, I know where the streets are, but I'm not familiar with like what's actually out there near Luke Air Force Base. Didn't really know where I could go to get shoes. Anyway, I didn't really make it very far when the hiring manager called me and was like, "Oh yeah, the forklift manager that was gonna kind of show you the basics of the forklift and then see where your skills are right now on it, how well your skills from the Jungheimer are going to transfer to it. Like he's not there anyway. So even if you had shoes, you couldn't go in and do it. And you can come back tomorrow. Of course I can come back tomorrow. That'd be better." After that, I drove to Metro Center, drove around Metro Center. If you haven't seen that video, you should watch that video. It's kind of interesting to see how some of the areas around Metro Center are still looking really nice, and then some of it is just like really unattractive suburban decay. Driving by Bullock's Cocktails, the temptation to just pull in there is huge, but I still feel a lot of desire to support the new owner, and I'm kind of on a mission right now, so I don't want to detract from that. Because I'm concerned that the place I'm going to might close early, and which would cause me to not succeed in the current mission I'm on, which I'll explain in a bit, provided this phone doesn't run out of space in the meantime. So yeah, after I said I was going into Ross, I actually didn't go into Ross. I kind of rethought that. I was like, yeah, I don't know what the status of my income is or when I'm gonna be. The future is very, I feel good about it, and I'm in a surprisingly good spot financially, but yeah, I probably shouldn't just be going into Ross and just pissing away money on clothes I don't need to piss away on clothes. Because, hey, I have nothing else to do, and there's Ross. So I decided against that. I definitely need to eat. Went to Wendy's, which is right around the corner. I just walked from where I parked at Ross to Wendy's. I really do believe in walkability. Like, that's a big thing. And if I park someplace that's adjacent to another business, I like to park in one spot and then try to do everything that I can do in that area on foot rather than drive from parking lot to parking lot to parking lot, if it's feasible. And walking to Wendy's was definitely feasible. Anyway, I mentioned that earlier. Just the bacon. I want to say the bacon double cheeseburger. Whatever the heck it's called. It's they've shrunk it to the point it looks like a fucking slider. Not happy about that. I mean, it tasted delicious. Don't get me wrong. Wendy's still has way better than average quality for fast food burgers, but in order to keep their prices the same, the amount that they've shrunk those burgers is laughable. I mean, it straight up looks like a slider. It's like if you kept the price the same, if I have to buy 2 burgers to have the amount of food that was previously 1 burger, actually no, the price doubled. It's not a win for me anymore at that point. But anyway, I've already vented about Wendy's. Don't need to get sidetracked on that. Anyway, after that, basically just got right on I-17 in Peoria. Took I-17 to I-10, I-10 all the way to 32nd Street, University exit, University to Rob shop. And I think I mentioned that already. Rob changed the fuse for my fan, which apparently caused the fuse for my compressor to blow, which is the same problem I was having with the air conditioning last year when it finally got to the point of like, whatever, I don't really need the air conditioning anymore. Like, I don't think he ever really resolved that problem last year. So yeah, I'm heading, it's almost June and it's supposed to be like 102 tomorrow, and I've got to drive 50 miles round trip for maybe getting a job in the heat without air conditioning. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm going to have to deal with that before I go have Rob swap out a fuse. And if he puts a fuse in it and it just pops the fuse, like, that doesn't solve the problem. And damned if I'm letting him take the car and me being without a car for a while. There's no way I can deal with what I got to deal with without a car. I mean, without air conditioning is brutal. Without a car, it's just not doable. So, anyway, that's on my plate. And as if I didn't have enough on my plate. So, after I left Rob's place, I had to wait for a bit. He's got some new mechanic there. I don't think I've ever met him before. I can't really make a judgment on that. But Rob just always seems to find people that do okay work but just have crap work ethic. I don't know. It seemed like it was kind of working without Rob there, and he was like, oh yeah, obviously, like, you could tell somebody who knows Rob. But yeah, I just went back into his little lobby waiting room type area. Was dinking around some stuff on my phone, and I just damn near fell asleep because I was just really tired. Because at this point, my sleep is super erratic. Like, I'm getting like an afternoon, early evening nap. I'm getting a early morning nap, but I'm not getting like solid sleep. But on the same token, like, I'm just, as I've said before, like, I find it difficult to get good sleep when I'm sexually frustrated, and right now Priscilla is like she's talking to me again, but she's not handling what needs to be handled, and neither is anybody else. So boo-hoo, you're not getting any action. And so are a lot of other guys. In fact, statistically, young dudes are having sex like less than ever, and it's tragic, and something needs to be done about it. Just saying. I don't know. Where do we go with this? Maybe maybe India had it right with their family system of parents fixing up their children with arranged marriages at a young age, and you make that work, or you're shamed for not making that work. I'm not advocating for that. I'm really not, but I don't know. It just sucks being very single and alone as I am at 52 in the current dating market, with my economic status being what it is. I mean, I feel like I look really, really good for a 52-year-old man, and God knows I seem to make progress with women that are like half my age, and that's a good thing, but I'm lonely tonight, so, whatever. On that note, yeah, I left Skippers. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it Carousel, but anyway, I left Skippers because it was almost but not quite a sausage fest. There was a chubby girl, is fine line between chubby and fat. She was riding it like to the point where not finding her particularly attractive, but might be willing might be willing to consider that on a lonely Wednesday night after month plus of yeah, which is not a very flattering thing to say about that woman. I'm sure maybe she's a nice person, but at any rate, she rolled in with a dude. That's the only woman in the bar, not counting the bartender and the karaoke DJ, which I'm just not remotely interested in either. So yeah, so it just didn't feel like, especially after I got the news, I'm just getting ready to break here, bad news, that just didn't feel like staying there singing by myself. Now, there was an old dude that used to hang out over at Bullock's that was there. It was good to see him, and he told me he doesn't go to Bullock's anymore because of the new owners, which is the second regular I've ran into this week that has told me that. I ran into Mario on Monday night over at Eight Nicks, and he told me the same thing. It's like, yeah, the new owner jacked the prices. I'm done with that space. I'm done with that place. It's ridiculous. That's pretty much the same thing he said. And I mean, that was featured in my vlog many months ago, where I went in to, rolled over there for breakfast. Figured and I had the time, I had the free time. I'd roll over there on a Friday for breakfast and see Heather and get my $2 breakfast. And they'd raise the $2 breakfast to $7, which, for $7 I could get a much better breakfast at. Or thereabouts. I could get a much better breakfast at Denny's or Waffle House. So yeah, hard pass. I ended up leaving. I didn't buy anything. But anyway, I guess I got to cut this short. So I got to get the news out and get what this episode. The mission, which I'm just about to. The guy that was there, that was a regular, like the whole time I was at Bullock's, told me that Heather has ended up quitting about 2 weeks after the new owners took over and is over here at Swizzle Stick, which is kind of fun how like all the pieces, it's kind of weird how sometimes all the pieces of my life here in the Valley of the Sun fit together sometimes, because I've come to Swizzle Stick quite a bit over the last couple of years, not to come to Swizzle Stick or to see a bartender that I know, which is the situation now, but because I've been going to this iPhone repair place that I was not happy with the service I got the last time. I don't want to go on that tangent, but this little iPhone repair place here at the end of the strip mall. The first 2 times I went there, very happy with what they did and the service they did and the price that I paid for it. The third time I went there, kind of disappointed. Still debating as to whether I want to go there and have them work on my stuff, but I think I'd rather go to the spot where I bought my iPhone 7 out in Tempe and try my luck with that. Of course, at this point, I'm feeling kind of abandoned by Jeff, aka Cell Phone Jesus. But yeah, I've completely lost touch with him, and of course, he doesn't have a shop anymore. I hope he's doing well. I miss him. Like, I really considered him to be a good friend, and yeah, don't know where he is. But yeah, as a result of coming here, like every time he was working on my phones, I'd walk down the strip mall to Swizzle Stick. And anyway, the guy from Bullock's recognized me from Bullock's. It was over at, I don't know why I keep wanting to call it Carousel. Skippers. I can't explain that. Skippers, where I was just at for karaoke. He said that Heather is here right now, night shift. So I'm hoping he's right. And if not, I'll at least have a beer and ask when Heather is here. And, I had talked before when I came here, when I came to check out this bar, when I'd walked over while I was getting my iPhone repaired multiple times, that I thought it would be a neat place for me to do my karaoke show. If there's anybody that can give me the referral I need to make that happen, because I'm really bad at selling myself when it comes to trying to get a new karaoke show, it's Heather. Like, Heather's the person that if she's there and she got herself hired there and she's in there and she's amazing, like she'll be like, yeah, get this guy here. get this guy here to pack it up. I really believe that. So I really do want another karaoke show, and wow, just all the pieces just suddenly falling together randomly tonight. That's the good news. I do want to get gotta hit the beg buttons, because they're beg buttons. Oh, I missed one. I missed a beg button. Is this one going to tell me to wait too?
Wait.
Nope, not going to. Well, that one's really quiet. It's got a different voice.
Wait.
That's got a completely different voice than this one.
Wait.
That one's got a deep, robust voice. I went to one corner where there were two beg buttons like that, and one had a male voice and one had a female voice, and I thought that was pretty funny. You think they'd all have the same voice, right? Nope. Anyway, I got to get the bad news out, and then I'm into the bar, because I'm just wasting space at this point, wasting time. But, so after I left Rob's, I was like pretty much falling asleep in Rob's waiting room. And when I left, I was super tired, so I just went straight home. Straight home, climbed into bed, knocked the fuck out. Didn't wake up until, I don't know, sometime between around 8 o'clock, I guess, between 7 and 8. And mind you, I'm playing with multiple devices, trying to juggle my YouTube channel and do the other stuff I do. And I've been spending a lot more time on my karaoke computer, which is a Windows 7 PC, because that's where I'm currently uploading what I'm currently uploading of my vlog, which I'm a few days behind on, because I'm still uploading stuff with a micro SD card that I pulled out of Obama Phone 3, which is completely dysfunctional because the screen is completely given up the ghost. Apparently in doing that, I missed that a text message came in on Obama Phone 4 from Assurance Wireless. Actually, it came in as quote-unquote customer care, and I'm just going to read this verbatim because I can. Here's Obama Phone 4. And I didn't notice it, and I didn't see it till I was at the bar. Now, I did notice when I was obviously now I'm using Obama Phone 4 at home, but I'm using it on my Wi-Fi. So it didn't, and nobody ever calls me. So it didn't occur to me that there was any issue with my service. And when I was trying to use it to get on Songbook DB to look at the songs that they have at Skipper's, I just keep wanting to call it Carousel, I can't explain that, but Skipper's Bar, they're on Songbook DB just the same as I am, and so I'm trying to load their catalog and do some searches for what songs they have to sing, and same thing of, like, it's just my internet's absolutely not working. Now, sometimes that's just the way Assurance Wireless is, so I'm not thinking too much of it, but anyway, I asked her for the Wi-Fi password, which I think so far I'd only put in Obama Phone 3. So I put the Wi-Fi password into it, and I'm just using Wi-Fi, not thinking anything of it. Assurance, it's an Obama phone. It's substandard service for substandard customers. I'm used to it, whatever. But if I can jump on local Wi-Fi, then I'm not using my limited data, and then I'm not using my limited data, and I'm generally getting a more stable connection. That's the route I go. Well, anyway, at one point I'm going through my different inboxes and just doing what I'm doing with my phones to kind of keep me amused, since there's really no women there to flirt with, and pretty much didn't really have any more to say to the old regular from Bullocks. There's one guy I was chatting with about music, but he already bounced out. But he really enjoyed me singing Styx, so that was cool. Sang a couple of Styx songs, sang Lady and sang Angry Young Man. I don't know that I've ever sang Angry Young Man before, so that was pretty cool. Anyway, so I noticed I got a message at 7:15, which would have been while I was asleep in the nap that I took after coming back from Rob's, before I woke up, and I was like, yeah, let's work on my stuff and then go out and sing some karaoke. And it says, ASW free message. You're no longer eligible for Lifeline and /or ACP. To call /text, add $10 to your account at assurancewireless.com. Talks text is 10 cents a minute message. So apparently, if I want to have phone service at this point, I need to pay as I go at a really jacked up rate. I will probably put $10 on it just to preserve that number, since right now I'm in the process of getting hired at a place and they need to reach me, and that's probably also how Amazon is trying to keep in touch with me regarding my appeal. So that, whether or not I'm eligible, but yeah, I need to get a hold of them. That's a problem I just was not looking forward to. I didn't see that coming. I'm bewildered as to why I'm suddenly not eligible. I don't know. But I know Assurance Wireless, there's no getting a hold of anybody at night. So, yeah, got a lot on my plate tomorrow. Got to figure out the Assurance Wireless thing. Got to get another damn phone that I can use in my, with my SIM card for Mint Mobile. Would like to resolve the iPhone situation. Got to handle all that. Hopefully swing by Rob and see if I can get my air conditioning working again. Because, all right, you drive like an asshole. Thank you for that. Yeah, yeah, so need to resolve all that. And probably one of the emails I got regarding my appeal with Amazon is hey, if you need requests for accommodation, ask for it now. So I think I should respond to that, since this whole thing is an issue of like, it's kind of it really rides on what is reasonable accommodations for somebody with severe mental illness. That's I don't know how clearly defined that stuff is. I generally don't ask for that sort of thing, but at this point, I think I feel like under the light circumstances, I need some consideration for it. Even though I am trying to push on to a better job, I'm not just walking away from my appeal. So anyway, that's what's up. I'm going in. I really hope Heather's here. I miss her so much.